How to start a business in New York City. While New York City has one of the largest economies of any city in the world, it isn't the simplest place to start a business. There is an extensive network of licenses, permits, and regulations any new business owner will need to abide by in order to get started. Even though there are some requirements common to all businesses, most of them are specific to the type of business you're operating. In spite of the complexity of regulation, New York City offers a nearly unrivaled level of free assistance to new business owners to help them get their start, ups off the ground and running. From help with financing to legal assistance, the city offers free help to business owners at nearly every stage of the start-up process. Method 1: Using city services to get your business started. 1. Speak with a lawyer. New York City Small Business Services, NYC, offers assistance with starting and running a business from step 1. One of the first decisions a business owner must make is choosing a legal business form. The advantages and disadvantages of LLCs, C, Corp, or S, Corp are often difficult to differentiate for a new businessperson. Luckily, NYC will arrange for a free consultation with an attorney to help you decide which business form is right for you. All you have to do to get the process started is contact an NYC account manager. Simply fill out the format. 2. Take a course. The NYSBS also offers numerous courses for new and established entrepreneurs for free. The course offerings run the gamut from finance and management to marketing and operations, and taking the courses at a college or even online would quickly turn expensive. You can browse the course offerings at 3. Get assistance with business strategies. Through their library and course offerings, the NYCSBS will even offer assistance in developing a business plan and a startup strategy for businesses that haven't already done so. 4. Apply for financing. One of the biggest hurdles many startups face is getting adequate financing to help grow their businesses. For New York City business owners, overcoming this obstacle is easier than ever, because the account managers at the NYCSBS will not only help select the right loans for your business, they will also walk you through the application process to ensure the best chance for approval. If you are a building or construction contractor, the NYCSBS offers contract loans specifically aimed at helping small firms compete with large firms when bidding on city contracts. 5. Take advantage of governmental incentives. Although government tax credits, grants, and other incentives can save money in theory, it isn't always easy to find incentives that apply to you and your business. Fortunately, the NYCSBS will sit down with business owners to identify governmental incentives that apply to you. One great tool is the NYC Business Express Incentive Estimator. It helps determine which incentives you might be eligible for and how much you can expect to save through the incentive program. You can find it at 6. Recruit and train your employees. For employers who need it, the NYCSBS will act as a recruiter, staffing agency. Free of charge, they will screen job seekers applying to open positions, provide interview space, and even conduct interviews on your behalf. Although it isn't open to all, the NYCSBS will also train employees for eligible small businesses free of charge. Training is customized to fit your business, and will cover one of 4 areas: learning new skills, updating old ones, learning new software or equipment, and training in marketing. Method 2: Completing the steps common to all businesses. 1. Reserve a name and register your business with the Secretary of State. In order to receive the protection from legal liability corporations and LLCs enjoy, a business will have to register with the Secretary of State's office. In New York, this can be a 2-step process. First, you reserve a name at 2. Apply for an EIN. Applying for an Employer Identification Number, EIN, is easy. Just go to https://www.for.irs.gov, Modian, Individual, index.jsp, and begin the application. You'll just need to know the names and addresses of the principal officers of the corporation. 3. Register with the Department of Taxation and Finance to collect sales tax. Nearly all businesses will be required to collect sales tax. While registering is simple and free of charge, you will need a little more information than you would to get an EIN. You will need contact and identifying information for both the business and the principal officers of the business, including Social Security and employer identification numbers, share of ownership, and primary responsibilities of each principal. Business license numbers of any kind. Tax preparers' identifying information, including their EIN. Even if you sell nothing, you'll need to file quarterly sales tax statements with the state. 4. Register as an employer with the Department of Labor. As an employer, it's possible you'll need to pay into the state unemployment insurance fund. However, not everyone is required to. You can find out if you are by going to https://applications.labor.newyork.gov, EREGWeb, Register Employer, UIEPM Welcome Main. Faces, and examining the requirements for your type of business. 5. Submit certificates of publication. Within 120 days, about 4 months, of filing the Articles of Incorporation or Organization, a new business must publicize their existence. You'll have to take out a classified ad in 2 local newspapers once a week for 6 consecutive weeks, advertising yourself to the public. After the period of publication ends, the newspaper will give you a certificate of publication. File the certificates of publication at New York Department of State, Division of Corporations, 1 Commerce Plaza, 99 Washington Avenue, Albany, New York, 12231. The filing costs $50 per certificate. 6. Complete the requirements questionnaire. Once you've publicized your new business and submitted the certificates of publication, you've completed all of the steps common to every businesses. That doesn't mean you're finished, however. There are numerous licenses, permits, and regulations you'll have to obtain in order to begin operation in New York City. However, the Code of City Regulations is so extensive it's nearly impossible to give general advice on which permits you'll need to get. Luckily, the city government is aware of this, and they've designed an online questionnaire you can fill out in a few minutes that can tell you exactly what will and won't apply to you. You can complete the questionnaire at http://www.nyc.gov, portal, site, Business Express, menu item, point 6 CF201B64436 CF94A36A29106 CD2F9A0. Method 3. Determining your market. 1. Decide who's going to buy what you're selling. Whether you're opening a jewelry store or a scrap metal yard, your market determines most of your other business decisions, like choosing a location, advertising, and capital investments. Before you rush into making expensive purchases you might not need, analyze your market thoroughly. First, decide who is going to buy what you're selling. Ask yourself, when people buy what you're selling, do they buy it at a certain time of year or at a certain time of life? For example, jewelry is purely a luxury item. People don't buy jewelry before they've bought groceries or paid rent, so if you were opening a jewelry store, you wouldn't want it to be on a street in a warehouse district. It needs to be in a place where people go when they want to spend money, like a commercial district. Why people buy what you're selling? Do they buy it out of necessity or whimsy? Not only does this influence things like location, it also influences marketing. For example, people don't need cupcakes, they just want them. So if you are opening a cupcake shop, you might want to locate it in a place where lots of people inclined to indulge their wants, like children and vacationers. You might want to market it in places where people are feeling good, like sporting events, fairs, and festivals, so they associate your cupcakes with good memories. 2. Narrow your focus. Once you've got a general idea of who your buyers might be, narrow the focus as much as you can. You can expand in good time, but a new business won't be able to effectively be all things to all people, so you need to target groups that you understand and have access to. Going back to the jewelry store example, you know generally when people buy jewelry and under what circumstances, but that's not a very sharply focused target market. But a jewelry store that targets young African American men in Queens making between $30,000 and $60,000 a year is sharply focused on a particular market. If that's your target, it gives you an idea of who to market to, where to open, and what kind of inventory to buy. 3. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Once you've got a specific idea of who your target market is, put yourself in their shoes. Consider what the features and the bugs of the buying experience are and how you can improve on them. Instead of just thinking about what the buying experience entails, actually go through the motions of buying your product at several of your various competitors' establishments. Take notes about your experience. Think about where it was frustrating and where it was rewarding. If there's a disconnect between why the customers buy and how the sellers market and sell, then see where you can make improvements. 4. Test the market before you launch. Before you dive in, see how deep the water is. Test your assumptions with a low-cost test run. Once you've got the results, modify your strategy accordingly, discarding what doesn't work and keeping what does. For example, if you're launching your cupcake bakery, offer free samples at public events. See what people like and what they dislike and change the menu accordingly.